Knight Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. Crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, in a world of criminals who operate above the law.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am cold. It is 46 degrees in my shop and the heater quit working. Steve is working on the Maserati. It's just doing Maserati things at this point. Nothing to be surprised about there. I'm happy to introduce to the channel the newest project car, the Knight Industries 2000, or should I say the Temu Industries 2000, because this is probably one of the worst examples of a Knight Rider replica that I have ever seen. But you know what? We're gonna correct that. We are gonna take you through, show you everything that's wrong with it, and explain to you all the things that are wrong and the things that we're gonna do to make it right. This car will be coming to Mecum with us in November in Las Vegas, along with the Porsche 924. It will be ready. It will be screen ready by that point. So I'm excited to get going on this.
I really like this car. I've actually had a secret spot for F-bodies from this era, and there was a time when I actually wanted an IROC. So when I see this, it kind of brings up those memories. Yeah, I like it.
If you wanted an IROC, do you think you could grow a mullet?
Oh man, I could totally, at least I can get one just like zip tied on. Oh man.
So back in December, getting near Christmas, I saw this car come up on Copart. I was looking for the next project, and you know, I've always secretly kind of wanted a Knight Rider. It's kind of like a time machine DeLorean. Every guy my age wants one. Never really thought about buying one, but I came across this. The price was right. It was $2,500 on a buy it now. So I did. I bought it from Copart, arranged the shipping, and as I always do with cars that I buy, I join the Facebook groups for the cars because they're the best source of information. And I gotta say, the Knight Rider community is crazy huge. I was shocked at how many people immediately responded and how many people knew this car already. I got the car out of Florida, and a guy sends me pictures and he says, hey, I know that car. That car's been sitting in a shop in Tavares, Florida, I think it's called. That guy's name is Sean Williams. Met him on Facebook, really nice guy. And then Greg Woody chimed in, told me who to buy from, who not to buy from because of how many scammers are out there. Great source of information. Met another guy named Jeremy Rhodes. He wants my old stuff that I'm taking off the car because this is very expensive to do this. This is not cheap. This is not entry-level prices. And he says, hey, I'd like to have your old stuff if you don't mind so that I can try and see what it's made out of and maybe help some people put an economy kit together because everything that's on here was done at a budget. So that's pretty cool to meet people like that are so helpful in the car community right off the bat and to know that where the car came from. Now, I got the name of the shop. I reached out to the shop, talked to the owner there, really cool guy. He told me a little bit about it. He had the car was towed in, not running. They had it running at one point, but they couldn't get a hold of the owner, and they eventually had to have it impounded as abandoned. Now, how it got from there to Copart, because it came with a title from Copart, I'm not sure. But it's nice to know that bit of the history on the car. One of the really, really good things that I was happy about with this car were the seats, because in the pictures of the car, the seats just had crappy gray seat covers over them, and I honestly expected to have just some broke down, foam falling out old Firebird seats. So to see the 1982, the PMD seats, these seats in rebuildable condition are a few $1,000s. In this condition, they're probably $4,000 to $5,000, and they are the Knight Rider correct seats. Now, Knight Rider was cloth, not leather, but I don't care. I like the leather. I've already talked to my upholstery guy. He can clean these up, put some new foam in the bottom, make them look like new. So that's awesome, and that's gonna be happening. One of the things about Knight Rider is the dashboard, of course. This is a season 4 type dashboard. Now, the dashboard itself is fine, but the electronics are very, very hokey. I'll turn the key on for you so you can see. Nothing quite works as it should on the dash, and it is not correct. This looks like something that came out of a child's toy, not something that was on a proper Knight Rider replica. There is a company called Knight Rider World that actually sells a complete dashboard with all the components, everything wired up, ready to go. Now that is like almost $6,000, but by the time you price everything out individually, you take the time wiring it, you make it it work and then make it fit into this dashboard, which it may or may not fit in, you know, it's just a struggle. So I'm gonna buy the complete dash from them. I'm gonna put the proper center console in with the control switches down there so that that is correct. I'm also gonna do the overhead console. We are going to do the rest of the interior to match, so the interior will be correct for season 1, 2. I know a lot of people are gonna nitpick every single thing that I don't do right, but I don't care because I'm making it cool. I'm not trying to make it screen accurate. The front bumper on this car, of course, has the scanner. This one unfortunately doesn't work. It's pretty old and dated anyway, so we're gonna put one of the new modern ones with the sound effects on it and the motion sensors. This car will be fully interactive. It will talk, it will do all the fun stuff that, you know, you want the car to do. The front bumper is not correct. Somebody worked really hard on this. Somebody took the time to build this bumper, but the lines and the geometry are just not quite right, and it's a little more aggressive and pointy than it should be. KITT's bumper was a little bit more subtle. I do like the way that they put the fog lights down and low on the bottom. I need to address that, but I'm changing the bumper anyways, so we can do all that at once. Now, KITT was a 1982 to 84 Trans Am with a 305. This is a 1991 or 92 Firebird, so there are some differences. It doesn't want to open. This is a V6 car. I've got a 5.3 liter LS motor out back that we're gonna put in this, so you know it'll have some better get up and go, but nothing too aggressive. We don't want a big, noisy, supercharged engine or turbocharged engine because that wasn't what KITT was about. KITT was a nice, quiet, nice riding car, but had a lot of power. So that's what we're gonna be going for there. It will not have loud exhaust. The wheels that are on it are not correct. The hubcaps are correct, but the wheels are not. These are the 91 Firebird wheels, or Trans Am wheels. KITT originally had the turbo cast wheels that these hubcaps would just attach to. Well, what somebody has done is they have actually screwed these onto the wheel and then bondoed over them. So we're gonna have to find some correct turbo cast wheels. That's gonna be a pain in the ass to not have to spend a ton of money on it, but it is what it is. We want it to be right. We don't want it to be wrong. So those are just a few of the things that are wrong with the car. The taillights in the rear, you know, KITT was a 1982. This was a 91 to 92, so the taillights were incorrect to be able to put the black panel on it. So I got a set of 1982 taillights off of eBay for a really good price. I'm gonna fit the blackout panel over this, but I need to figure out why these taillights stick out a little bit, because on all the other cars I see they're flush and the panel's flush too. So any keyboard warriors out there have any suggestions on that, I'm happy to listen. Also need to adjust the tailgate because as you can see it sticks out a good finger's length there, so it needs to go forward just a little bit. Aside from that, a rear bumper is gonna have to be changed too. KITT did not have the bumperettes on it, so we're gonna have to get the proper bumper there. There is a guy in Tacoma who makes some really, really nice bumpers, not too far from me here, so I'm gonna reach out to him and see what he can do for me. Car is mostly rust-free. Spare tire well has some rust. Most of these rust out in the floors because T-tops leak, but this car did not. We've got it running, put a fuel pump in it. Had to do 4 oil changes because there was so much moisture in the motor, but it doesn't seem to be any issues with the head gasket now, and the oil's all clean. So it's now a running, driving car. This project will not take very long. It's gonna take longer to get the parts and to do the actual work. We're all excited about this. This car's already garnering a lot of attention from customers, especially, you know, I'm 48 years old. This is, people my age are crazy about this car. I'd like to have it done for my high school reunion in June, my 30 year. I think it'd be kind of cool to show up in a Night Rider. Now that's where we're at on this, and I don't have much more to say about this car today. So one of the things that not a lot of Night Rider replicas have is the gas pedal. In seasons 3 and 4, it's shown more than the rest of them. This is an awesome, awesome, well-made piece by Bakar Customs. Met him on the Facebook group too. This pedal was up close to $500, I think. Sound effects are great, quality's great. It's gonna be definitely a good added feature to the car. I'm excited to get this in there. This is Night Rider World. They're actually in Italy, I believe. $5,800 plus $1,100 for shipping. The dashboard is complete, it's painted, wiring done, it's got everything correct. Season 1 and 2 had the 2 TV screens instead of 1. Also, season 3 and 4 didn't have this portion down here, so a little more to look at on the season 1-2 dash, which I prefer better. Everything's wired in on the back, as you can see. That's gonna save tons of time. We've never done one of these. I mean, if you're not an electronics guy, I mean, just look at that. That's not even all hooked up, that's just there. So it's a very complex deal. So I'm glad I have Steve to be able to do this. So along with that, we'll get the proper steering wheel too. Steering wheel is very important to have. You get the little thing, it's just what makes the car. So looking forward to that. Well, Steve and I are going to stick around and continue to work on the Maserati, but it's really nothing exciting to see or film. I hope you like KITT. I hope you guys like the wide body. I hope you like all the stuff we're doing. I want to keep doing it for you. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit 1,000, our merch store goes live, so I'm really excited about that. As far as the Mercedes goes and the wrap and the paint, I'll keep you guys updated and let you know there. Literally watching paint dry is not fun, so I will get you updated as soon as we can. This one's going to go pretty quickly. Bentley's going to happen soon. Thanks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.